Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I probably sound a little bit sick right now and I apologize for that. I really hate sounding sick, but I really wanted to film a video because it's been like almost 2 weeks and that's crazy. Not okay, girl, not okay. So just wanted to film this quick video. Basically, I just wanted to talk about all the softwares. Shout out to this account because they have requested me a few times to do this video and I've been lagging. So finally, I've just decided to do it. So basically we're just gonna go over all the softwares and whatnot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, sometimes I wish I did not move to LA. Just a word of advice, if you want to make a movie, then you can do it wherever you are. You don't have to go to college just to make a movie or become a director in general. One of my biggest inspirations is Richard Linklater, and he's from Texas, and before he moved out to Los Angeles, he made his own short film right in Texas, and he just like got together some people and made it happen. And it's a lot more simpler than you think it is to make a movie. And I think it's a great way to see how compatible you are with the camera and with your actors and how to really do it. Where am I going with this? I think if you are trying to be a director, practice at home. That's my greatest advice to you. A lot of people have been messaging me lately asking me on advice, and my greatest advice to all of you is to just practice at home and write something and just have your friends act in it. Test it out. It doesn't have to be for real. And see what you can get out of it, you know? It's all about hands-on experience, and I really think Richard Linklater is onto something there because I think that is a great way to start out. Just try it at home. And I'm not saying don't move to LA to make your dreams happen. I think there are some great connections in LA, but I do think if you do want to be a director, you should all just try it at home first and figure that out. See what works with you and what you like, and really get to know yourself better with films, if that made any sense. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I have been getting a lot of messages about what advice I can give you, and that's my advice to all of you because none of you I really know, so I'm not sure what you've done in your life film-wise, so like I don't know exactly what advice to give each and every one of you, but that is not what today's video is about. And before I start letting you guys know like what software is for what class, I just want to say when you start at the school they give you a laptop and all that, and I'm gonna talk over about what softwares are on that computer, and you don't have to go out of your way and get those softwares before you go there unless you already do use those softwares in your everyday life. Like personally, I used Premiere Pro in high school, and so then once I went to LA Film School, I ended my subscription with Premiere Pro because then my school paid for the subscription. Even though they didn't really pay for it, it's basically just coming out of our tuition. Great, which is fine. Like just because we have these materials doesn't mean you have to get them before you go to the school. They will provide it on the laptop that they give you at the school. Let's start with the first class they give you with the software is okay, how do I explain this? There's a teacher at the school named Mr. Cook. He's great, and he comes into either your directing or your film history class, which is within the first few months of you going to the school. Mr. Cook will come into the class and freshen up on Premiere Pro for those of you who don't know it and for those of you who have not worked on it in a while. So he'll freshen you up on Premiere Pro. That will basically be the first class you will be using any of the software on the computers, and I think that's great for those who don't know how to use it, just because when you first come into the school, within the first week or so, you will actually have to edit a video. So for those of you who don't know how to edit, then that is great to freshen up on. And if you don't know how to edit at all, and you're already in that first week, then I'm sorry, that's just how film school is. So, yeah. I'm gonna warn you guys, like some people never took a video production class or a video class in general before starting the school, and I know a lot of you have said like, oh, but like you go to the school to learn how to do that, right? Well, yes and no, honestly. I mean, yes, because there are classes on editing and whatnot, but no, because for film history, I don't know if it's the first week or if it's like the final for that class, but for film history, which is the first class you'll most likely take at the LA Film School, you have to film a project at the end of the class. And you have to be able to edit the video and like film it with a camera, even your phone, it doesn't matter what camera, but like some people, let me tell you, some people really stepped up their game and like got out their drones and all that, and some people had no idea what they were doing. I mean, no offense, but like some people just like really were confused and were like, what, we have to edit a video? And I was just sitting there like, well, you're in film school, like what were you expecting? No offense. So for those of you who have been asking, like, don't you already like, doesn't the school teach you guys like how to use all that stuff? Like, to be honest, no. You should probably go to the school knowing a little bit about film before entering, or like just try at least to just like film something at home and then try to edit it, just so you personally can have some experience knowing what you're doing there, because you will have a few classes where you will have to edit your own video and not work as a team. That's why I said that. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that out too. So basically Premiere Pro is the first software that you'll have like a little class on, and it's only for like a few days. I think it's only for 2 days. He just like pops in and shows you a little bit of how to use it. I believe the next class you'll have that shows you a new software is your sound class. First sound class begins within your second year of going to the school, and basically they're going to show you how to use Pro Tools, which is the editing software for sound, and they're also going to show you how to use Soundly. Soundly is something that I personally use on my videos. It is super easy to use. It has, you know, millions of just like different sounds and sound effect and Foley, and it has like just everything. So I use Soundly for my own YouTube videos. I find it super helpful and I love it, and they will show you how to use that in the sound class. I know I made a video where I talked about how I didn't like one of the teachers for the sound class, and I just want to say that there are like 4 different sound teachers, so it's confidential. You'll never know who I was talking about in that video. But basically you will be using Soundly and Pro Tools for that class, and he'll teach you how to like mix all the sounds, and you'll learn about like the boom too as well. I'm not super into sound, and that's okay. Just because you are going to be a director doesn't mean you have to know how to put together a camera or, you know, do all the sound equipment stuff. Like, everybody has their own thing that they're into, and it really shows. Basically, you'll have sound classes for Soundly and Pro Tools. The next class that you'll be using a lot of the software is post-production. Not post-production thesis, but just post-production in general. That class is also with Mr. Cook, and you'll be using Lightroom, Bright, and Photoshop in that class, which is extremely helpful. And what you'll be doing in that class is making, they're gonna show you like the essentials of Photoshop, which is great to use. I think that's extremely useful. And then Lightroom and Bright, no, what was it? It wasn't called Bright, I'm so sorry. It was called Bridge. The Bridge, he always says it like that, so I don't know how I forgot that. Okay, so it's not called Bright. So the Bridge and Lightroom are basically more for like editing the photo, I believe so, and I wasn't really as into that. But I liked Photoshop a lot in that class, and in that class he showed us how to make like a cover of a DVD basically, so like all the stuff that would be on the DVD and like what it would say and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool, and we got to design our own DVD cover and make it up for our own movie and whatnot. So awesome. Yeah, so that was a fun class. And then you'll also be having like 2 editing classes if you are in the film and directing course program thing, but it's not on Premiere Pro, it's not on Final Cut, it's not on iMovie, it's on Avid. And we all hate Avid, right? Yeah, pretty much. We all hate Avid, okay? Nobody likes Avid. And at my school, all the teachers talk about how it's like industry standard to know Avid, but I'm telling you that is BS. I mean, it is industry standard, and I guess if you're making like a real high budget movie for like an actual studio, then you'll use Avid, but Premiere Pro, in my personal opinion, is the way to go. And that kind of rhymed. But not only that, but it's also like a lot of people use Premiere Pro, like for music videos especially, I feel like. So I personally think that Premiere Pro is way better, and they should have a class solemnly on Premiere Pro, but they don't. They only have that little refresher in the beginning, so. In Avid, you will be editing a scene that a few actors came in and did from Frasier. It was just like the script from the show Frasier. It's almost like when you sing a song but then someone does a cover of the song. Yeah, they were basically doing a cover of an episode from Frasier, or like a scene, not a whole episode. It wasn't that long. And you get to put in all your own sounds and like do stuff with it. It was okay. It was fun. It was a funny scene too, so you can like laugh along with it, but it was kind of boring. Yeah. pretty much. And then in the second editing class, you will be editing a scene from, it's not called Sex Education, it's called something else, but it's very similar to the title, Sex Education. I know that Sex Education is a show on Netflix, so I'm pretty sure it's not the same title, but it's also on Netflix, I believe, and it has the guy from Sixth Sense, so it has the kid from that movie, but he's grown up. Anyways, so he's in it, and the teacher of the second editing class was the editor from the movie. I'll put it right here, from this movie. My teacher was the editor, and so he has the footage, and then he gives it to us to edit. And no offense, but I don't think the movie was that great, but he showed it to us, and we're like, okay. Yeah, but it's cool because he gives you like a whole bunch of songs too, like to choose from, that he already has like the rights to or something. And some of them were really good. Like I actually downloaded them and added them to my playlist on my own phone. So yeah, I get some music recommendations in that class, not bad. Also, for the screenwriting classes, again, this is directing course, film, I don't know. But for the screenwriting classes, you will be learning Final Draft, and if you have Linda's class, I've heard that she is the better class, you know, no offense to the other ones, but I've heard Linda is better, so, and I love Linda, she's amazing. You can even like go to her office after class if you need help with anything. If you have Linda, she is a plus also because she writes books, and one of her books is step-by-step on how the class is going to be. So if you want to check out Linda's books, what is her actual name? Where's her book? I think her book's in like another room like of my house. I know where it is. It's like in a bookshelf, but like I don't want to find it right now. Linda Coghill, is that her name? I'm gonna throw that name out there. I hope it's hers. So Linda Coghill, check out her books on screenwriting, and she will teach you step by step on how to use Final Draft, which is super useful. And I still use it today. That is also industry standard to use Final Draft for writing your screenplays, so it definitely comes in handy. She also teaches you like a little bit on like writing log lines and writing your character bios and all that too. So it is very useful, that class. Okay, and last but not least is movie magic budgeting and scheduling. There are two. Those are very useful, and if you've used Final Draft to write your screenplay, then you can grab that and then just drop it into movie magic budgeting and movie magic scheduling, and it'll already do everything for you. It will like show you your whole budget, like it'll read the script for you basically, and then it'll see that like, oh, you have a prop of a teddy bear that you need to buy. So it'll like schedule out props, and then it'll put all your props there already by reading the script itself, and then it'll schedule out like how many actors you need in that scene, or like which actors 1, 2, and 3 you'll need in this scene, and then actors 1 and 2 you'll need in the next scene. Like it schedules it all out for you. It's amazing. I love it. A lot of these programs are a little outdated though, I will say. Like it looks like you're in the 90s when you're on it on the computer, but it is helpful, and it does show you exactly what you need to really schedule it all out and budget it and all that and have it very organized, and it helps you be prepared for what you are filming. So basically that is all the softwares that you get for your classes at the LA Film School. I really hope I didn't forget any of them. If I did, then I might mention it in another one of my videos. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did talk about this in one of my other videos, so you can go check that out, but I feel like this video was more dedicated just to talking about the program, so it's more useful and just like separated from there. So I hope this was useful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have more questions about the Los Angeles Film School, again, comment down below, but please remember that I am not the school. I don't have all the answers. Some of you are coming to me like, what if I'm from another country, or like, what if I'm doing this and this, and then you like send me photos of like the thing that you're asking about, and I'm like, yo, like I have no idea, like no, go ask the school. I'm just a student. I'm only answering the ones that I feel comfortable that I can answer, like from personal experience. So if you have a question about personal experience, then go ahead and ask me. But if you have a question about, you know, financial aid and all that, please don't ask me, because I'm not here for that. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.